Welcome to another Tutorial Tuesday, and today we are going to work on a shopping cart app in JavaScript using FreeCodeCamp. It's going to be learning the basics of object-oriented programming by building a shopping cart. So we're excited to get that started. The Pomodoro timer, it's faulty. There's some bugs. I'm still working on a new Pomodoro timer, which is going to be coded in Python. Which, if you caught my stream yesterday, I was fuddling through that one and really just not having an easy experience with it. Trying to wrap my head around it while I was really not feeling that great. And feel a little bit sharper today, so hopefully be able to make some progress with that after finishing the tutorial on JavaScript object-oriented programming. So let's hop over to actually, before I start that, let me try to get rid of this one pop-up here. So that Pomodoro thing, I was playing around with that, so shouldn't be appearing on the screen. There it goes. So let's hop over, and I'm gonna put my headphones on and get started with checking out what we have. This tab. Some concepts that we dive a little bit deeper on. So, I'm not hearing the background music in my headphones. Maybe there's something wrong with that. Sure. Bear with me for a moment. This is connected with audio. Am I just not hearing it? Should be connected really harder there. I don't know why it's not working. That's close in hearing range. No, I don't want that. It's weird. Maybe that's the problem. Windows adds all these new things and enables them for you without you even opting into that. They just say, "Oh, you're gonna take it. You're gonna accept the Swift pair thing there." I don't want that. Let me see if this will work if I take off now. Let's see. Try it again. Just trying. I'm hearing something, it's just not really. Nope, it's gone. What the heck is going on with this? Alright, let me get these headphones straightened out first. Oh, there we go. I think we're good. There we go. That's better now. Okay, so let's get the tutorial up, or the Pomodoro is going. And yeah, this one's not great. There's like a beeping that happens as a warning, but it doesn't kind of work well. I'm going to try to take a quick break as the long break. Hopefully only 35 minutes. I think I don't need that much time because I don't need to take Hypatia out. So actually, let's go 35 for the long break, maybe. And then we could probably even do 25, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll hop back in early. So we'll start the timer on this one, and we should be on. Okay, that's weird. Why does it start on that? Why can't we restart it? Starts on a short break? That shouldn't happen. There we go. Well, session 1 of 6. Yeah, I'm expecting only 6 sessions today, since it is going to be a small-ish, what do you call it? Tutorial. It is. It's not very important, I don't think. So we can move pretty quickly. Let's see. This is what we're going to build. Over here on the left side here, we have the deserts page. Okay, so we have this thing up in the upper right. It's going to be a button for the showing the card, and it looks like we have this there's like a container for our buttons, for our items. And each item is going to have like a card, I guess, and so that's fun. Right, and then we're probably, the CSS is probably given to us, I imagine, as it's going to be probably either a grid or a flex layout. I don't know what it's going to be. So each item is going to have a name, a price, a category, and a button for adding that item to the cart. Okay. So what does that look like? What HTML do they give us off the bat? Let's take a look at that. Doc type HTML, let's just collapse everything. Doc type HTML, of course, naturally, this is always what we use. HTML, and I always forget this, we put the language in the HTML, language attribute associated with the HTML tag. And make sure to close that at the end. And then inside of the HTML element, we have a header element, a head element, and a body. Head and body. Inside the head, we have the character set attribute associated with this meta tag, and another meta tag with the HTTP equiv attribute. I don't know what this means. And a content attribute for IE. I'm guessing that Internet Explorer, if you're viewing it on Internet Explorer, it's going to be the same as the Edge, whatever things they need to have go on in the background of that. And I'm not going to be any more descriptive than that because I have no idea what's going on with that. Meta tag also for the name viewport. Name attribute viewport content is going to be the width is equal to the device width. So these are like some CSS things, I guess, some styling done there. And then in the title we have FreeCodeCamp shopping cart. And I was doing my certification exercise project, whatever you want to call it. I had trouble with this one. I forgot how to do this stuff. Link is the element. Gotta add the link element inside of the head, with a rel attribute or style sheet, and then the href, which I forget what that stands for. What is that href property? What is it short for? Well, it navigates to the provided URL. Why is it called href? I don't know. Maybe it's in the HTML specification. And then you point to in the file system, right? Where in your file system? This is in ours. We have all the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript in the same directory. So we're going with that /styles.css to point to that style sheet. I spent like a couple of minutes goofing on that because I was feeling really dumb and not remembering how to link that. It's like, why are none of my style things working? Like I put in the whatchamacallit, I put in a link, but I did src instead of href. I don't know, mistakes. And then you learn from them, and hopefully this time it'll stick. But maybe it won't, and then I'll have to do it again. We have a header element inside of the body element. H1 class title desserts page. Right, so we're putting an H1 tag inside of the header tag. Okay, interesting. Inside the body, we have header, main, and the script. And this was another thing I had trouble with. This is where the src is. Script, src, and then we point to our JavaScript file. Okay. So what's the structure of this main part, this main body? You got that button that I pointed out up in the upper right. That's going to be the show cart. Is there any functionality? No, there's not. I wonder what we're going to use for that, because I didn't actually look at that. Should have clicked that button in preview and gotten an understanding of what they want us to do with that button. So we want the cart button. So it's the ID is cart button. The button is the type. Okay. Isn't that superfluous? Type is equal to button. It's a button. A button that's a button. Okay. I guess what other types of buttons could there be? Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let me go back to that for a second. What other kinds of buttons could there be? It's just the time for my brain to just go off into the ether. Just go explore before I focus on really getting this stuff done. I don't know. My brain just kind of connects that way. And then if I'm like, I have to focus on individual things, that's when I start to get sleepy and tired. I don't know what the href stands for. What does href stands for? What does IT stand for? What doesn't it stand for? What does href stand for? Hypertext reference? Is that all it is, href? The recommendation does not shed light on the subject, right? It doesn't. It just like says href. And how do you pronounce it? Yeah. Perf. Hypertext reference from Tim Berners-Lee, who was, invented he invented the HTML stuff. Isn't that right? That's what he created. Hypertext reference. PC Mag. Oh, wow. From a day where links used to be called hyperlinks, hypertext is simply linked to another bag of information. Hypertext reference is the link itself. Nice. Okay. Fun. It's always fun. Look into the history and the origins. Even though, it's just kind of like internalized at this point. okay, this is the way it is. From the years of using it. You just like take it to the menu. Button type. Type input. See, input type is equal to button. But you don't like button type is equal to button. That seems superfluous, right? Input class values add to favorites. It's a button. They're still perfectly valid, but the newer button element is now favored way to create buttons, given that a button's label text is inserted between the opening and closing tags. You can include HTML in the label, leaving images. Interesting. I did not know that. We could put images inside of assigned to the button inside the inner HTML of the. That's cool. Okay, that's the reason. All right, and then under that button, then we have a span element for show hide cart, which shows up. I'm guessing that, okay, so the ID is show hide cart. Okay, whoops. I don't want to delete that. Oh my gosh, wait a minute, why? What goes on there? When you click it, then this hides it, this shows it, or go span cart? Why is that split up? Or did I fuck something up? Why is the span end and then cart is right after it? That's so weird. Oh, I see. Because we're gonna handle the text of that button, and we're gonna repurpose that button. So it's either gonna be show inside of the span element, or it's gonna be hide, and then cart is right after that. So inside of that. That's just what I was talking about. You can put HTML inside, so then you can handle different parts of that button tags. That's okay, interesting. I wonder how you would handle that before this newer button element was added. But in any event, we got this div ID for this cart container, and then we have a dessert container. So we have two things we're keeping track of. You keep track of the cart container, which appears that they've already fleshed all of this stuff out. We're just going to need to connect that with the JavaScript. But it does look like we're going to be building out this div ID dessert card container. So we're going to be modifying the inner HTML of that div element. Okay, cool. Okay, so then we already have everything set up for the cart container. The button class, there's a clear cart button. We're going to need to connect that with a listener and a callback function for that, and the products container ID, and then we're going to fill out that. We're going to manipulate the inner HTML of this div element and add our cards to that. And then there's just some feedback here. We have the total number of items, and then we have some math that we're going to have to do. The subtitle, the taxes. We're going to calculate taxes, okay. And then the total. All right. Wow, this is only 60 steps. Wow, these steps must be very deep. But maybe that's what the power of using object-oriented programming is going to come in to play. Let's see. Let's get rid of this for now. Let's take a look at the CSS just for a brief moment. Just want to get an idea of what things we're working with. Are we going to have to manipulate anything inside here? I don't know. I don't think so. Actually, I think we will. No, because I think we have everything. We have a card container, and that's already fleshed out. The dessert card is there. So the card container, right, we already have that one, but the dessert cards is what we're going to be working with. And cart container. Yeah. everything's already built out for us. So we just need to work on the JavaScript. So let's get started with this. We were like halfway through this Pomodoro. So let's get started. Let's see. Step 1, you will be building a shopping cart application. The HTML and CSS are already provided, but you will need to build the JavaScript to make the page interactive. To start, you will need to get some of your elements from the document object model. Start by using document get element by ID, right? Yeah, and what did we do last week? Good job. We do that as well. So we're passing cart container as the string because we're looking for the ID. We don't need to put the hashtag there. That's only for when we're getting that like query selector or something like that. And let's see, what are we going to call it? We're going to call it cart container. Cart container, and products container. By ID, products container. And what else are we going to do? Oh, don't forget to use the const to declare them. Constants. So we can't call these things constants. I was working on something yesterday that was really messing with my brain. So with Python, with like local variables and global variables and about scope within functions and stuff, to get access, the way that Python parses a variable as whether it's global or local. So if you declare, define or assign a variable outside of a function, like underneath, in the main part of your Python file, you can have access to that variable inside of a function as long as you do not assign that variable a new value. You can't do both, basically. Yeah. I guess you'd have to use like a getter and setter thing if you wanted to manipulate well, I should say specifically for immutable types. So I think, are strings immutable in Python? They might be. I know they are in Java. And yeah, so unless you can only manipulate the mutable types. So I had to like work around that by getting by assigning basically a dictionary for putting those values inside of the dictionary, because the dictionary is a mutable type, even if its elements or they like values inside of the value associated with the key could be an immutable type, but you can still access that in the function with and change that value because the dictionary itself is mutable. It was like something I guess I haven't thought of in a while, and it just tripped me up so badly. And so that's why I'm making the point here that like with const in JavaScript here, I think a similar thing might be going on, that you declare a cart container as you declare this element, right? You get an element from the HTML, right? And the document object model, and this is an object though, right? And I guess in JavaScript, objects are mutable, right? Objects are immutable, but then the things inside of them can be changed, right? So you can declare this as a constant rather than a variable, because you're not going to actually change the object. The object itself is going to stay the same, but the attributes and properties are going to be mutable. You can change them inside there.
And so, like, I only make that point because I've been saying that this particular course hasn't been very explicit on why we're making that distinction between a constant and a variable. So I just wanted to make that point, that in our code, the actual object itself is not going to change, but the values inside of it, of that object, are going to change, and we can manipulate that. That's the whole point. And then so I shouldn't have been so naive to carp on about why they say to declare a variable, even though we're declaring it as a constant. It's kind of semantically the same thing because of the context of knowing that we're not going to change the object. I hope that makes sense. Probably doesn't. Barely makes sense to me. Card container. I think that should complete step 1, right? That should complete step 1. Get that fanfare going. Get your coffees ready. Now you need to get your 2 buttons, and continuing the pattern, we're gonna do part buttons, part bitten, and we use a document.get my ID. I use this pattern all throughout the assignment that I did over the weekend, which was the come over to the right side here. We got the number validator project, which was a fun one. I hope it still has my code saved. Maybe I think it does. I think it should have my code saved. Yeah. I didn't do it exactly the same that they did, but I did do the styling. Messed around with that styling. I just found it very useful to just assign an ID to the div, and then you can because like the ID should be for something that's only used once, right? Basically. So we have like a phone container. Inside of the phone container, there's a screen, right? And then inside of the screen, there's the screen container. And then inside the screen container, there's an input container. And inside of that input container, there's user input. And then underneath that, so alongside of that, we have the button container. So you have the screen container and then a button container. Even though I guess, well, on the whatchamacallit, they were on their example, they did it like that. So that's why I did it. I would think that maybe you would put it somewhere else. So you do let's say 555. I didn't get the enter. That's a valid number. How about 8675309? That's an invalid number. I don't know why it didn't do an extra space there. I don't know what I didn't really look that deeply into it. I'm just like, okay, this works. It's passed the test. Let's say if you use the local version, or if you do 1-602-867-5309, that should be a valid one. That's a valid US number. If you put in the space there and you do that, that should be a valid number. And just adding on. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't go. It's not perfect. It's maybe not even good, but it passed the test, and I was happy that I was able to do it within a day. So. So I use that pattern all the way through. get element by ID. That's all I'm saying. Court PTN. Okay, so we got 1 minute left in this Pomodoro. So we're gonna wrap this up, and then we're gonna take a break. So we're gonna do. We need a computer card button, and that's what we're gonna do. For step, and then we'll take a break. Computer card button. All right, and we'll move along. And let's just get a sense of what we're doing next. So next is to get the totals, and so we're just in the front of this start of this tutorial. We just declare variables and like these global objects that we're going to manipulate. And so we have the totals, we have subtotal, taxes, and total number of items, that and that. Okay, so right. Okay, so these are already into the HTML. We'll get back in a few minutes. Okay, let's get back to it then. Gotta get our totals, get the total items, totals, and totals, and totals. Let's get the things of the total number of items. Getting this muscle memory down. Let's do, items. That's weird looking. What is happening there? Why did I do dot there? The total is the name of that one? Oh my gosh, my hands are all under kinds of mischief. Set the total. Total. Total? Okay. Should complete that one. Alrighty then. And, consider supporting. It's at least good to help out the things that you enjoy and get value from. And, value in the sense that makes your life better. If I'm making your life better, please consider checking out the link tree and all that stuff on my profile channel. And if you can't support financially, the best thing ever is to share and just watch this. Put it on in the background. I don't care. Don't even watch it. Just run it. As long as you're into this kind of stuff, then that'll tell YouTube that you're the type of person that's gonna like this stuff, and they'll show it to other people who might like this stuff. And that helps. That helps me. The last element to get is the show hide cart span. Show hide cart span. Show hide. I do not like the name of this variable. I don't like the name of that variable. What would I call it? This time I'll use a let because we are going to manipulate this. This is just a element. Wait. No, okay. This one we'll use a constant. The next one. What would I call this? What would you call this? See, the variable, it seems like show hide carts. Seems like, oh, okay. If I knew nothing about this, I would assume that this was kind of a function because it starts with a verb. Show, right? I would probably, as some kind of label, right? Why do they call it the span? That's the span element. I need some suggestions from someone more experienced in the style guides of JavaScript. I don't understand. Why would you? What would you call this thing? What would you call that variable? Kind of smells to me. So we're going to have a variable that we're going to change is cart showing false. element ID, get element by ID. There we go. Thanks for the feedback there from the console. And step 5, as a shopping cart does not serve much purpose without products, so we need to declare a products variable. And this, because wait, is it a constant? Let's see what they say. If we use it as that, we can. So we declare arrays, which I guess are an immutable type. Let's see, arrays, array. Global objects, is that for JavaScript? Yeah, probably was that. Okay. They're not primitives, but are instead array objects. Okay. So that would, I guess, they're objects. All objects in JavaScript are immutable. Is that what we're saying? Oh gosh. Okay. I don't know. I want to dwell on it, but I really shouldn't. You now need to start adding products. So before we do that, we need to consider the structure of our product data. The product will need a unique identifier to distinguish it from other products. A price so people know how much it costs. And a name so people know what they are buying. So we should add a category for each product. So let's add an object. We'll call ID. I guess we can use the, what do you call it? Oh, how do we do this here? It's with the colon, right? Like a, oh, wait a minute. We need to give an object. And in that object, there's an ID. Set to 1, I guess. Now, is it a comma or is it a semicolon? Now I'm going to get tripped up because I was working with Python over the weekend. So I'm going to be very tripped up here. Let's fix back some buff cupcakes there. Let's see, price property. 99 and a category. Seems like this is correct. Maybe it's not. Oh, and then capitalize P pack. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're gonna just create all of them then. Increment the ID for each product, counting up. We learned how to do that differently, didn't we? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this whole thing. How many items were there? I pasted 6. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we need 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Alrighty then, let's go. Get up to here. So this is going to be item 2 is going to be French macaron. And that is going to be a $3.99. Everything's going to end in 99, I'm assuming. Macaron, let's go and get 3. So, pumpkin macaron. Okay. Oh, pumpkin cupcake. $3.99 for that cupcake. Could be a cupcake. Chocolate pretzels 4-pack. Okay. Chocolate cupcake. Chocolate cupcake is what we need then. 4. Let's copy that. Put that somewhere over here or something. Let's see. I guess we're just thinking of a new. What do we call it? The text document. I could just do it in here. Let's just do it. There we go. So we can reference that off of there. And chocolate. Wait. Somewhere. Chocolate cupcake. Oh my gosh, they're charging a premium for chocolate. Pumpkin is on sale. Let's get chocolate pretzels. 4-pack. Okay, and assuming that's going to be, it's pretty good there. Pretzel. Okay, so there's not many steps in this, but there's just an annoying amount of not boilerplate, just like repetitive things. Strawberry ice cream, that's going to be ice cream. Let's see, 7. It's going to be chocolate macarons, which sound delicious. And we're charging $2.50 for each cookie, each macaron. Maybe I hope they're the big ones, the big macarons. Macarons and macaron. Strawberry pretzel. How many R's in strawberry? $1.99 for that pretzel. I want to see me get all the way through this and then and have it say, "Oh, you made a mistake," but it won't tell me where. Let's see, $2.99. So just a little bitty pint of that stuff, I guess. Maybe it's a big tin. Maybe a steal. Judging from their $6 cupcake, I don't know about that. Rocky Road ice cream. I'm gonna change that category to ice cream. This was a lot of typing by the looks of it. So we have vanilla macarons. Vanilla macarons. A 5-pack. We just have all different sizes, I guess. That's a little bit odd, isn't it? Lemon cupcakes come in. Look at the cupcakes though. It's really not good. $12.99. Oh my gosh. Did we do it? Yes. Okay. Hopefully they're very lenient. I like how we can just like go forward and it's just going to be like, well, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna give the code for that anyway. Now that we have our list of products, we can use JavaScript to insert them into the HTML, and with this approach we can decide if we want to add more products. The HTML will automatically reflect that, so for each method of your product's array, use arrow syntax to create an empty callback function. So for each is going to take a just the callback function, right? Yeah. So we create that. Oh, but wait a minute. Why are we doing it like this? Let me put that inside of a function or something. Seems a little loosey-goosey. Oh man, that one from last week was brutal. Just all the functions, everything was a function. Oh god, it was annoying. I had put that out of my mind because it was so draining mentally to think about everything as a function. Remembering that you use destructuring to extract multiple values from an array or object in a single statement. So the first parameter should be destructuring of the name, ID, price, and category products from the object passed in. So I forget the destructuring. What do we use for destructuring? Was the 2 dots or something like that? 3 dots. Dots. Okay. A, B's, that, and A, B. What? Rest? Where does rest come from? Oh, the rest is going to be 30, 40, 50. Okay, so... I really don't have a handle on this that well. The destructuring syntax. I think that what we're doing... Gosh, I gotta look up the notes again. Okay, wait a minute. What week was that? That was a while ago. First and... Was it the local storage? It was a while ago, wasn't it? Oh, wait. That was the wrong one. Certification. Oh, wait. Date change. Is that all the way at the beginning? Spread operator copies all on this from one array to another. That's it, the spread operator. That's the ticket. That's the guy. That's him. Right? Copies all from one to another. So we're going to pass in. Can we just do it as what object though? What are we going to call the object? Is that what they want us to do? Structuring should be the first. I don't know what they want here. Okay, this is the for loop. But, oh my gosh. I'm just confused. Do we do it as this? Do we do it as name? As that? That's what it is? Okay. I don't actually remember where we did destructuring. Was it all the way back in week 7? It was like 3 months ago. Let's see if I have the notes. If I do this is good structure. Just look at that. Just think. I wonder if you could pass in regex to this. Yeah, I don't think I have anything on it. Oh, bizarre. Seems like something I'm going to take a note of. I don't know. Need to display the available products in your HTML, and we want to start by using the addition assignment operator to add an empty template literal string to the inner HTML property of dessert cards. Okay, so we have that object in there, and we do the HTML addition assignment like that. Okay. Yep. Okay, and then inside of this, we're going to create a div. With a class of dessert card. I want to say desert card for some reason. And in that div, what we're going to do is we're going to create a H2 element and give it the text name of the variable. So we have to do the $sign with the curly braces and variable name, and we need to close that down there. Man, this search in Obsidian is really sucking the life out of my computer. Okay, we gotta fix that there. It's sucking. I will delete, and then we can close this div. And I think that's it. That's it? Okay. We're going to take another 5, and we'll come back and we'll finish up a couple more steps. We're going to have to get moving on this one. We're going to have to go through a couple steps here. So, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Enjoy a little break there. All right, let's get back to it. All right, Pesha. Yeah, you want to lay down right here? Let's see. After our H2 element, we're going to add something else. Let's see, we need 2 key tags. Paragraph tags. And the first one, we're going to give a class of desert price. Desert price. And we're going to set the text to a $sign, followed by the value. So we have to actually put that in quotes because of the wait, value of the price. Okay, yes. Okay, wait a minute. Do we do it like that? I think that's what we do. And then we can do it like that, and then do price as the price variable. And the second one is going to be a class of product category. And text is going to be category space, followed by the value of the category variable. Okay. There we go. Let's go. Let's move along. Then. Finally, after your P element, we're going to create a button element. Okay, nice. So we can already see our elements up on here. There they are. They're right there. it's updating in real time. Look at that. We're going to put a button. We got to give it an ID of the ID variable. So we pass in the ID. So we're going to pass in ID as that. And I think that has to be in quotes. Does it? Wait, no, does it? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it can just be a number? I'm not sure. Do we have to put that into quotes? Let's see. Let's see if it works. I'm guessing it doesn't. Let's try it. And then the class has to be btn. It's of the class button, and it's also of the class add to cart button. It's a member of two classes. Isn't that special? We're going to add to cart as our text. Notice you don't need to put type is equal to button. That's superfluous. Okay, there we go. And our buttons don't do anything yet, but thanks to the CSS that they gave us in the beginning, we have a nice little card. So everything looks pretty good. Here's all of our items. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this does work without putting the ID in quotes. Is that because it's a number, or is it just... I'm very curious. Or does the ID variable actually come back as a string? And then it's thus in quotes. I don't know. That's interesting. It's very interesting to me. I find it very interesting. You're already familiar with the HTML class, but JavaScript also has a class. JavaScript's got class. In JavaScript, a class is like a blueprint for creating objects. Yeah. Factory, like that whatever metaphor you want to use. It allows you to define a set of properties and methods and instantiate or create new objects with those properties and methods. We got to use the class keyword just like in Python, except in Python I think it's capital C. You get that capital C class. Yeah. And we want to declare the shopping cart class. Are you a member of the shopping cart class? Classes have a special constructor method, which is called when a new instance of the class is created, and the constructor method is a great place to initialize properties of the class. So here's an example of a class with a constructor method. So we're just going to do a constructor, and that's all you need to do. You don't have to declare it as a function at all. Right, so inside classes, you just declare methods or functions as just that. Really? That's funky. That is funky. That is funky. Funky chunky. That's funky monkey. Huh. Okay, so syntax for class. Structure inside of that for that. That's so interesting. With the constructor method. Oh, that's interesting. Fairly interesting. Can you like pass in variables then to that? It's kind of interesting. The empty constructor method is there. Okay, so we're going to move on. And then you just say this. This keyword in JavaScript is used to refer to the current object. Sounds fun. That sounds like something I want to take note of. Depending on where this is used, what it references changes. being constructed, not the object that's I don't know, how would you, because it could be, I don't know. I'm guessing that inside of the constructor, inside of the constructor, it refers to the instance. You can use this keyword to set properties of that. Let's get some clarification on that. Context where a piece code such a function's body is supposed to run. Most typically, it is used in objects methods, where this refers to the object that the method is attached to, thus allowing the same method to be reused on different objects. Yes, okay, all right. Rather than the object method. The value of this in JavaScript depends on how a function is invoked. Runtime binding. Interesting. Binding is an association of an identifier with a value. Not all bindings are variables. For example, function parameters in the binding created by the catch E block are not variables in strict sense. Oh, that's interesting. Some bindings are implicitly created by the language, this and new target. Binding is mutable and can be reassigned and immutable otherwise. Oh, it's mutable if it can be reassigned, otherwise it's not. Binding is often associated with scope. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna need to learn more about that concept because it's not really one that I've encountered in really, like, I don't know, not in this sense. Certainly like key bindings and stuff like that, so maybe that's a related type of concept, but I'm not sure. When invoked as a standalone function, not attached to an object component, typically refers to the global object in non-strict mode. Okay, this is funky. Okay. Maybe I heard about this binding thing in learning Java, but I don't recall anything about it. Because I think in Java it's this as well. Yeah. Someone's going to give a detailed answer here. Normally I use this in constructors only, and understand that this is this does something. Refers to the current object. A loosey-goosey way to say that, though, isn't it? Current instance of the method on which it is used. It's like clear in context, like what we're in, like in praxis. That's what it like in practice. It's obvious what you use it for, but I don't know. I'm just getting into the weeds here. Let's see. Just set this items to an empty array, and we also want to set the total to a to be 0 and the tax rate to a property of 8.25. Oh my god. %8.25% in this economy. That's expensive. Even Honey Badger cares. Your shopping cart needs the ability to add items. So we need a method, right? Create an empty add item method. Takes 2 parameters, ID and products. Creating a method it's okay. It's interesting that we don't have to declare these as being functions. It's just kind of automatically assumed, I guess. Automatically parsed as such. Add we need more RAM. First parameter ID. Ooh, okay. What do we want to call this though? Is it just going to be an empty callback though? Oh, add item. Okay, yeah. Empty arrow function would be fucking weird. I don't know. Can you actually do that in here? This ID is going to be equal to the ID that's passed in, and then it's that product objects. Products, is that what we're doing? We're passing in products, right? Into the shopping cart, I guess. Okay. Is that what we're doing? No, we're saying ID and product. Should take 2 parameters, ID and product. So we want it to take ID products. But it should be empty? Okay. I'm confused. Am I getting ahead of myself here? And then what we're going to do is you need to find the product that the user is adding to the cart. Remember that arrays have a find method. Oh, I see. In your add item function, declare a product variable. The value of home product. And pass a function that takes a single parameter item and returns whether the item property, the ID property of the item is strictly equal to ID parameter pass. Okay. And we can use const and destruct frame to extract name and price variables from product. So I think you do that like this. And like this, right? Yeah, like that, just like that. Okay. Yeah. You need more practice with this concept. Structure. Okay. Push the product into the cart's items array. Remember to use this keyword. So this the items push? What does that mean, push? I forget. I think We can push product onto that. How do we do this though? What are we doing with this though? What are we doing with this part? The name and the price. What are we doing with the name and the price? Are we calculating something or something? Oh, we're going to use that to add the total, right? Because now we need to declare a variable the product, and we're going to assign that to an empty object. Okay, so we need the total count. We're going to loop through the items array. So is it this time? We're going to pass an empty callback function. It takes a single parameter. Okay, there we go. Dessert, and we're on track. And right this moment to address a common issue. When working with objects in JavaScript, when you try to access an object property that doesn't exist, JavaScript returns undefined. We talked about this, I think, a little bit. If you then attempt to perform arithmetic operations on undefined, it can lead to unexpected results, such as not a number, NaN. To prevent this, you can use the logical OR, the double pipe operator, to provide a default value. I think Python has a similar syntax as well. We'll apply this concept to your total count per product object for each. Okay, make sure that each dessert ID is initialized property. Okay. A default value of 0, but we are going to take it why? So right now we're just accessing, right? Or 0. This is in Python. What you would do is you use like a get default thing. So you'd use your dictionary, right? Your dictionary. So let's call it mydict, and you'd access, or you'd access it like this: get. So we would go. Okay, so. My key here, and the key and the added as this would be mydict.get, and then you go and get the key, right? And then there'd be some default value here. Default value. I don't know what it's actually called, but it might just be default. Maybe like default is equal to like 3. So if it doesn't exist, it's going to set it as 3. And then you can do like math on that. You can do like math on it. Like we want to add something to it. Increment it, you do that. That's one pattern, I think. We're doing it in Python. So I think this is what we're going with. Yeah, okay. I'm the supporter. Over there. yeah, help out FreeCodeCamp. I would like to get rid of these pop-ups and support FreeCodeCamp myself. And if you support me, then that could help me to do that. Otherwise, I just like taking this time to let you know that I'm a human who lives in this capitalist society, and as such, we require money to live for reasons. And if you can support financially, please do so. I know a lot of people are hurting right now and aren't able to contribute financially, but you can do just as much good by just watching, liking, sharing this video with people who might enjoy it, who might get some value out of this. Something that it might make their life better, and make it easier for them to understand some things. And or if you just like to have this on in the background, it's fine. Definitely enjoy that. So, just consider doing so. Links are in my profile and my channel, so you can check them out there. Well, thank you for being here. We're going to take a break right after this one. And for each, grab the right-hand assignment in parentheses. So we want to do this whole thing in parentheses. Now we want to increment that value by 1. Yeah, there we go. Right, and we'll come back in just 5 more minutes. So I'm going to get prepared to update the display with the new product the user added and declare current product. Hydrate, take a walk around. Keep that brain going. let's get back to it. Back to it then. Session number 4. We're going to take a long break after this. I should have gotten my lunch going. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this in 6. I have to take another Pomodoro, or we'll just go through and just finish it up. So let's see, we got to get prepared to update the display. We're going to declare a current product constant variable, current product count. And we're going to set it to the value of the object's total count for the product. Matching the ID of product. Like that? Is that what we're doing? Product.id? Where did we get product from again? So we have the product. We got the product. I mean, it could just be ID, couldn't it? I mean, isn't that what we're doing? I'm guessing, but maybe it's both. I'm not sure. Oh, is that not what I did? Oh wait, because we're declaring it locally. Okay, like that. There we go. Okay. Right. Okay. We didn't actually give that property yet, did we? So we haven't written code to generate the HTML yet, but if a product has already been added to the user's cart, then there will be a matching element which you'll need. If a product were there, there'd be an element there that we need to get. Okay, so we're going to use the get element by ID to get the matching element. Okay. Setting the ID value to product count. Okay. So use the template literal to query that value. Get the ID value, right? And then what we'll do is we'll do it's the ID value, but what I'm a little confused. We want to use the get item by ID, but we don't have an item called ID, right? We have an element called if we had one, though, there would be an ID, is what they're saying. If the product had already been added, the card would be matching. Okay. I need to parse this. Use the template literal to query that value. So we want to query this value as oops, I did escape instead of the back. There we go. Product counts ID. Product ID. Is that what we're doing? But the ID element could be there, right? So they're saying you'll be setting the ID value to that. And that's what we're going to be doing. So this current product count span, this is going to be a spanner element. We're going to have to create that element next. And the ID is going to be that, but wait, you should use a template literal to query the ID value? Just like that? I'm very confused. Why can't we just like pass in ID for this? I don't know what element we're getting though. What the heck do they want here? We'll be getting an element ID to get the matching element. You'll be setting the ID value. Use a template literal to query that value. Query what value? They're playing loosey-goosey with the pronouns here. That value, what is that value referring to? Use this to get the matching element. The product has already been added. So product's gonna be in the cart. In the products container in the cart, right? So if there's one inside there. What the fuck am I missing? I don't know what the fuck they want. Where's the help? No help on this one? What the fuck do they want for this? This is so dumb. Do I have it? Okay, let's start over. Okay, so we need template literal. And then what we need it to say is, did I miss something? Did I miss? I must have just mistyped something, but it's just so fucking stupid. Oh my god. The behavior of the add item method needs to change if the product is already in the cart or not. Right. Okay. Create a ternary that checks if the current product is already in the cart. Use undefined for both the truthy and falsy expressions to avoid a syntax error. All right. If the current product is already in the cart, well, I mean, wait. Wouldn't that be? Well, wouldn't that mean that the product count is non-zero? Or not? So we do question mark, right? You say current product count that, and then undefined, and then if it's not, then undefined. What do you want? Where do we add this to, though? Oh, greater than 1. Right. Okay, and that's it? What are we going to assign that to? Update text content. Oh, wait. Wait. We gotta assign the text content this result of the variable. Followed by an X? What do you mean by an X? Use a template literal to do so. I guess we use the concatenation, and then we do oh, wait. No. Right here. We do it right here. We do it like this. Okay. Template literal. So we're going to use the count followed by X. Okay. Because it's like times whatever. Or not. Whatever. Who fucking cares? Current product count. Span. Current product count span. Current product count span. Text content. Text content. Current product count X. It's there. I'm fucking missing. Is there a space? You should access the text content. This is just like trying to... This is more of an English text test than it is a coding, teaching us coding. For your truth expression, removing the undefined, you need to update the text content of the current product count span. Current product count span. Text contents. Access the property text content. Yeah, that's the property, right? Do I not have this right? Come on, like seriously. Look at this. What am I missing? Is it misspelled? Current product count. Current product count. X. And then we have the undefined on the other one, right? What am I missing? What the? Alright, what if I just hit enter a whole bunch of times? I need help. What the fuck do you want? Okay. You don't, yeah, but you can't set things from here. This only returns stuff. It doesn't. Why would you do it inside of there? It just seems weird. Inside of this? Why? I thought this returns a value. We're just not assigning the return. Excuse me. Okay, whatever. Add new HTML if it's not there, okay. Oh gosh. If with class set the product, the ID. Okay. We need to add that to the inner HTML of the products container. Do we even have that? Yeah. Oh, we must. Okay. Oh. It's literally just straight up product. Yeah, it should focus on that one. Inside the div, I add two key elements. They set the text of the second key element to the value of the price variable. Okay, and then what are we doing with the other? And add span element in the class product count. Okay, and ID of now we're doing. After the span, we're gonna assign the main variable. Okay. Now there's still more functionality that your shopping cart class needs, but first you need to be able to test the code you've currently written. You need to instantiate a new shopping cart object and assign it to a variable. Here is an example of instantiating the computer class from earlier examples. Variable. We added a new shopping cart. Okay, that's fine. You need to get all of the add to cart buttons that you added to the document object model earlier, and so declare the add to carts button variable. Get elements by class name. There we go. Okay, and then we need to iterate through the buttons and let's see what we can do. Now let's pop out this preview. Let's put it over here. Okay. Close down some of this other stuff. Oh shoot. What? That's not what I wanted. Where'd the preview go? Preview disappeared, and you can't get it back. That one blank. Yeah, there we go. Go cart doesn't do anything. Add to cart. So we've got all our elements, all of our cards there. Okay. Iterate through the buttons in add to cart buttons. However, get elements by class name returns a collection which does not have a for each. We're going to convert it to an array. Okay. Convert to an array first, like that. Spread. Is that not what we need? I don't know if you can do that. Why does this not work? Misspelled. Worse. Okay. Add to cart buttons. Missing argument 0. Okay. We're going to take a long break and then go back now. Some lunch. Stretch around. Be back in like half an hour. School is back in session. We gotta get through this one. We have 25 or more steps to go. Hope you had a good break and get back to it. Gotta get my coffee going. We need to add a callback function to our for each method. We got us take in a button parameter, and then in the callback, add an event listener. Okay. btn parameter. We need to add an event listener. So we're looping over, and we're gonna create a button for each item here, right? Is that what we're doing? Each item within the cart, and that's going to be like removed from cart, or maybe it's like edit quantity, or maybe it's something like that. I don't know what options we're going to go with. I didn't even I should have explored a little bit more in the beginning. I don't know what functionality we're really looking for. Add event listener, and should listen for a click event. And then there's a empty callback with the event parameter. I don't know why that crossed out event. It's kind of odd, wasn't it? That's weird. Should be. Add an item for each. Anyway, in the event listener, you're gonna add an item. Wait. Why are we adding items? The cart. These are items that are going to be added to the cart. Okay. Target ID of the event. So we have a cart object, and we're going to add item. And the ID is going to be the event target ID. But then isn't there another thing that we pass in? We need to pass in the products, right? Yeah, that's what we should do. But we need to pass this as a number, so we need to... how did we do this again? What's int? I think that's how we did that? No, wait, what are we missing? Is it this? No, it's cart. Wait a minute, it's cart. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Just use it in number. That's like we're using like 7 different methods to coerce a string into a number. Fucking dumb. How am I supposed to know which one you want me to do? Your cart currently isn't visible on the web page. To make it visible, start by adding an event listener to the cart button variable. And we're looking for a click event, and we're going to do empty callback. Doesn't do anything yet. Okay. Invert the value of is cart showing. Okay. Assign the inverted value to is cart showing. Okay, we're just toggling it. Okay. So it's going from false to true. Interesting way to keep track of state for that. You assign the text content of the show, hide, cart, span variable to the result of a ternary expression. Checks if is cart showing is true. So if it is, check the text content. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. If it is, we're going to do setting it to 5. Okay. And then else we're going to say show. Makes sense. Well, text content is not what that is. Okay, so what are we missing? Go hid cart span. Go hid cart span. That's not the variable. Step 40. We're moving along. We're going to plug along. Maybe we'll get to this in 6 steps. In 6 pomodoros. That's the hope. That's the plan. The hope is to get to it. Finally, update the display property of the style object of the cart container variable. Wait. It's style? Text if is cart showing is true. We want it to say block. Else we want it to say I think that's the way we're doing this. So the style displays a property of style object that's created from the cart container thing. Okay, I think that's right. Okay. We need a way to access the total number of items in the cart. Best way to do this is to add another method to the shopping cart class. So we still can't see that. Wait. There it is. There's a chart. There's a shorten cart. The shorten cap. The captain cart. Okay, we have a cap. Oh my God, it's working. We got those. Let's add another one. We got 2 times. We got 3 times. We got so many vanilla cupcakes. We haven't done any math though. So many macarons. Get a couple chocolate cupcakes. Let's get some strawberry pretzels. Oh my gosh. Total number of items. We don't even have any items. All of this is free. Just load up the cart. Just load it up. If there's no price, it must be free, right? Yeah, steal. Clear cart. Oh my God, we can't even clear the cart. We just have to rob it. Okay, hide the cart. There we go. Show hard cart and hard cart. Start the show, start the go, and Clark the keyer. There we go. You need a way to access the total numbers of things. Okay, so wait. The fastest way to do this. Add another method to the shopping cart class. So we are in the shopping cart class. We're in the shopping cart class. We need to do that. I don't know why. Why would you? Why is add item? Oh, never mind. Okay, there it is. We're gonna get counts, and what are we gonna take? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna take? Get the return. So there's nothing. There's nothing in it. Should return the number of items in the item array. So is that just items dot length? That's not okay. But it's not returning the quantity. Total number of times is equal to that. X content. Yeah, that's it. We have total number of items. Okay, so that was something we created at the beginning. Also need to update the total price. So let's see. So if I do that, does that actually do it? It does. Okay, so 4. Okay, because we're using the array. The cart is actually an array. That's what it is, right? And the cart's an array. Yeah, the items is an array. Okay. Can't clear it yet. What are we doing now? What are we doing? Ooh, reduce method. What's that? Okay, so calculate total method of the shopping cart class. We're going to create that. Okay. We're going to declare. I do declare a subtotal variable. Should we use let for that? Or reduce method on the items array? Oh, wait. Calculate the sum of the price property of each item in the array. Total item. So total is our accumulator, and then item is the current item that is being worked with here. So what are we doing? So we do implicit. I think we can do implicit return. So we're doing total plus item dot was it price? Was the yes, price is the thing there. And now, do we need to make that a number? Because it comes back as a string. So passing it in as 0. I think what it's missing is this items. Yes, okay. Right. Please consider supporting. We are not supported by the Helena Rubinstein Foundation. We have no support at all. But you could be supported by viewers, just like yourself. You could be one of the first. You can support me. Or FreeCodeCamp. I don't give a shit. Part of the total cost will include the tax, so you need to calculate that as well. Amount parameter. Well, I mean, we're gonna pass in the whatchamacallit, aren't we? So let's see, if I add the vanilla cakes, I get that one, and then I get the French macarons. Wait a minute. It didn't, we didn't get, well, the counts is working. Counts is working. It's under here. We need to update the taxes thing. That fixed. Okay. Didn't we just do the calculation of the total though? But we didn't add it to the. We didn't update the HTML. This needs to be refactored. This needs to be, because this should be part of the method of the class. All this stuff. That must be part of this, because we are almost done with this part of it. Right, so the last part must be refactoring that. That's what I'm guessing. Calculate amount. Let's see, what are we doing? Is that it? Just moving on to the next. Okay. We're going to calculate the tax rate divided by 100. So calculate tax and actual return value of tax rate divided by 100. And for clarity, we'll do that, right? And then we have to multiply it by the amount. Oh, this tax rate. Right. Okay. For this cart, this shopping cart has a tax rate. Because of the way computers store and work with numbers, decimals can act strange. These computers store decimals numbers as binary fractions, and some binary fractions cannot be represented exactly as decimal fractions. Say more. We want to clean up the result. Called 2 fixed. 2 is an argument. Let's round the number to 2 decimal places and return a string. What does that do? Specified number of decimal places. Fixed point notation rather than floating point, I guess. I've never really understood all this stuff. There's something I'd like to know. I don't think this is fixed points in mathematics. I don't think it has anything to do with that. The fraction is expressed in the same number base as the integer part of the powers. The base b most common variance of decimal and binary. Twisting. Okay. So you return it as that, but you want it to be a float. What's the point? They should use function that automatically does that. Oh my gosh. Declare a tax, variable tax. Assign it the value of your new calculator. We have subtotal. We haven't added that though. We have to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll add all of that, I guess. At the same time, tax is going to be calculate taxes on. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Next, we'll do the total, which is just going to be the sum of these two. This total is equal to subtotal plus that. There we go. And so 50, we're going to update the HTML in this method as well. Let's set the text content. Text content is going to be equal to value of subtotal with fixed number of decimal places. And that's the text content. It's going to be a string sign. But we do need to do the template literal syntax. Okay, so they do want the $sign at the beginning, so what we'll have to do is to have the $sign there. Oh, we already have the subtotal. Right, I thought there was like a calculate subtotal this time. We have a calculate subtotal? No, we calculate it as the total. Okay. Yeah, that's changing that inside of there. Okay, and then what about? Oh wait. Next subtotal. Part subtotal. Alright, we're gonna have to take a break soon and then we'll finish this up. Almost done. I think we just have to refactor some stuff, but this is weird. I don't understand what the error is here. Text content of the cart subtotal be the value of subtotal with fixed 2 decimal places. Okay. We use the middle sentence. Subtotal to be fixed. Isn't that what we're doing? Yeah, I'm gonna come back. Gotta think on that for right, let's get back into this. So what did we do before? Because we calculated before. What did we do? We parsed a float. We didn't have to convert that to a number, though. What did we have to convert to a number? It's down here. The event target ID. I don't think we need to convert subtitle to a number, do we? I don't understand this. It doesn't say that we have to. Is it just that? No. Fix 2 decimal places. Wait, was that? What? Did it really read subtitle, and I didn't catch that? That's so weird. Oh my gosh. That's why it helps to, step away. Come back to it. You're gonna catch some things that your brain messed up before. Okay, so following the same pattern in this cart subtotal, we're gonna update cart taxes, and then we're gonna do the same with cart total. Content, and then are we doing the same thing because we want to have the $sign there? We have the tax, and then we're going to do 2 clicks for that as well. And we'll use that function there like that, I think. And then what we'll do is we'll do cart total. Pick content, and then we'll do the same thing. Total's already 2 fixed, isn't it? Oh no. Wait. No. Okay. We use that in the calculate taxes, and shouldn't that be like that's already? Actually, we don't need to do that, right? We just need the tax, but the total, I think, needs to be put to 2 fixed, right? Unless I'm doing something wrong. So you do have to do it for this one. I don't know why. It should already be coming back as that. Why don't you just do that here? Then you don't have to do that all the other places. Like, why don't you do it here, and then here, and then here? Well, I guess because you want to do the calculation first and then do the rounding. But oh no. You could at least do it for the total. Because, like, yeah, I don't know. I guess that could lead to some errors if you're. I guess so. Return the value of the total property. Yeah, thanks for the reminder of that. You didn't say that before. You had to stumble through it. Calculate total method inside for each, but wait, part of that. Calculate. Right. Okay. Then what do we do with that one? We gotta set that to something. Guess not. Just refine. We're just calling it. The last feature is to allow users to clear their cards. Alright, so we have this one here. We can add stuff here. Add a cart. Now they're charging us money for it, which is really sad. I really like that we could have just stolen it. Can I get 55 French macarons? 55 macarons. 55 pumpkin cheesecakes. Cupcakes. Oh shit. Oh yeah, but what if you want to remove one? Now that's the trouble. The capital T. The first thing you should do is check if the item's already empty. Right, okay, so we're inside there, so there's items. If this items blank is 0 or something like that. Zero is a falsy value, you can use the operator. If it's not empty, okay. Okay, well that's weird though. Why would we use the not operator? That doesn't even make any sense. whatever. Okay. We're almost done here. We want to clear the cart. Alright, so we don't actually call that yet. So, finish statement that checks if the user confirmed the prompt. So it is cleared. Then we set the items back to an empty array. Then we have to set the total property to 0. Okay. Gotta clear the HTML. So inside here, products inner HTML needs to be reset to an empty string. Here we go. Set the text content of the total number of items all back to 0. So that's that should be it, right? So we've got to make the clear button functional. That's just adding a click listener to the clear cart button. So clear cart BTN, add again listener, and it's going to be on click, right? We're just going to pass in cart.clear cart reference to that. It won't work because the context of this will be the clear cart button element. You need to bind the clear cart method to the cart element. Okay. Bind the cart. I see. Okay. And it's complete. We can get 55 strawberry pretzels, but if we put in 56 and we want to subtract one, we don't have a way to do that. We have to start from scratch. So we're missing that functionality. I wonder what we would need to do that. We have 10 minutes left. Maybe we could add that. Well, that would require going into the cart and actually like editing everything. So I think that's very involved. But we can clear. I hit cancel. Doesn't do that, but then it made okay. Now it goes back to 0. Like, all right. So there it is. That's pretty neat. We know how to manipulate objects within a class here. Let's see. I should do a recap every time. It's just like the last couple of times I've been very tired, and I actually have a decent amount of energy right now. So let's go through this. So we started with declaring our variables, right? Grabbing elements from the document object model that we would manipulate, right? And then we set a variable for ourselves. This is let is cart showing, so it's just something to keep track of the state of the cart, whether or not it's showing or not. We have some data here that we created here, and we constructed HTML from that data programmatically using JavaScript with template strings and the inner HTML property of a element. In this case, the dessert cards was a div. It's a div element. I believe so. I think that was a div element, right? Dessert cards. Where'd they go? We lost it here. Dessert card. Yeah, the dessert card is a div, but then dessert cards is a. Let's go back up here. Dessert card container. This is going to be a div. Right? Down here. Dessert card container. Added that to there programmatically. Each card for each. Then we constructed a class for our show cart functionality there, and we created a constructor that starts initializes the cart with an empty array for items, 0 for the total, and then a tax rate of 8.25. And subtotal is not actually tracked by the cart here. It's something that's actually just calculated on calculation. So when we added a item, this is a class method. And we note that the class methods, we don't need to put a function declaration in front of that. You can just put the function name or the method name with the parameters and the method body here, and we have constant product. So we created some variables to keep track of the product, and then we add that product to that items list, right? Let's just hit this up here. Let's just think about this. Add product to items array, right? So to find that item in our list of products, so we have the product, which is going to have a product ID. So for every item in products, there's an ID. So you're finding all of the products where the item ID is equal to ID. Actually, I think find finds the first one in that case. But since ID is going to be as we had defined it, it's going to be unique. So that will return a unique result there. And we use destructuring name price to destructure the product object. It's saving its name and price, and then we save the name and price because then we use the name and price. What did we use the name and price for later on? We used it for something. I can't find where. So that should come up within here. I don't see where it ends up getting used. Oh! In the updating the. Right, updating the HTML for the cart. right? Products container inside of the cart, the products container. So inside of our dessert, our cart container, there's a products container div inside of there, and then we just had every single item there. And let's see, this items that push product. So we add that product. The product object gets added to the list of items, the array of items. Total count per product then. So what are we doing here? What's going on here? What is going on? Let's see. Now what we needed to do, we calculated the total count. Total count, or aka quantity. And to do that, we had to assign declare a new variable, total count per product, and we added that. It's very interesting that we add it there. Where were we storing it? Okay, so items for each, we have total count per product. I don't understand the scope of this because, yeah, we get to manipulate this object, but we've never declared it. Every time we add an item, it should reset to 0. Right, okay, and then we're finding whether or not it exists or not. See, this is a bit of magic to me because I don't understand what's going on here. Total count per product. Well, shouldn't it be 0? Because it doesn't, there's nothing there. We declared it to be 0. There's something funky going on with declarations inside of the class method that I'm not getting. How is this available? To the class. This is available to the object, to the instance of the class. For some dessert. Then we check the current product count, and then we get the total count for product from there. Oh, I see. No, we're calculating it each time. So we're calculating it every time. Yeah. It's not just updating, it's calculating total count of product to add. My gosh. Fun. This seems like this should be used separately. We should keep the state of each item. I don't know. Ooh. You could run into some performance issues, but you're just saying that you're just assuming that the cart is going to be pretty small. Okay, so we did those things. Yeah. Okay. What else do we have here? Let's come on. Really? Wait. How come can't fold? There's no code folding on this? I fold it. I want to fold. Wait. Come on, there's got to be code folding on this. No, there's not. Okay. The structures we had here, went over those ones. So we have the class itself. We have some class methods. It counts clear cart. Is cart cleared? Is going to be confirmed. This is a confirmation thing. That runs when we click the clear cart. We have a way to reset the cart, the display of that, and the state of the cart. Calculate taxes, calculate total. I guess I removed the end music, and that's why we didn't hear any end music. Right? I'll end up fixing that. It's gonna take a little bit. Calculate total. And these are all methods of the class, or class methods, so they belong to the instance of the class. When we instantiate a new cart, that cart has calculate total, which we had there. It had calculate taxes. I don't know, did we have to do that? Because I thought that was just like a helper function within the class method. Right. So we're only really exposing the calculate total. I wonder what the convention is for like saying that, like in Python you would put like an underscore, and that's kind of just like, hey, this is really not something that should be exposed to the instance itself. It should just be used for doing calculations within the class, or within the instance. But it shouldn't be available for one for editing it, but for accessing outside of things done within this class constructor thing. That's or other class methods and stuff. So I don't know what that convention is in JavaScript. All right, and then this kind of seems like this should have been another class thing. I guess a cart is a different thing, but like add to cart buttons. Add to cart button. That was this one. These were all the add to cart buttons. Okay. You want to add. So we added buttons for each one of those. Okay, my cart button, that's this one, right? Hide and show. And if it is showing, then we have the block display. If it's not, then it's on hide, or it's on none. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing. This is just toggling the state of the button, which is pretty interesting. All of that HTML then is like actually in there. It's just not visible. You're just hiding it from visibility. And then the last thing was to add functionality to the clear cart. So we created that right. So we had to bind it. Right, it says it's already empty. We had to bind the cart to this. Okay. So otherwise, if we didn't do that, then this inside of clear cart this items.length, this would be referring to the this items. That would be referring to clear cart button. So then you bind it. Just thinking. I think we have binding. Let's see. Bind. Function prototype bind. Create a new function that when called calls the function with this keyword set to the provided value. So you pass in an object to that bind. Okay. Well, I'm sufficiently tired. I think it's time to wrap this up. Take a nap and then maybe work on the Pomodoro thing. It didn't take too many notes. It's kind of not a foreign concept to me, even though, like, I know the syntax. Syntax is kind of familiar too. The other thing is that, yeah, like you don't have to declare a function, so no need. Class body. Yeah, this refers to the current object. There's binding as well. Yeah. Okay. All right, I gotta take a nap. All right, so this is cool. Interesting stuff. Next week, we'll be doing more object-oriented programming, so we might do multiple classes, I guess. We're going to build a platformer game. That should be interesting, and that is going to be a very long one. So let's actually take a preview of that before we go, and see what that needs to. How many steps we need to cover for that. Let me delete this. We did that. Okay, there's nothing happening here. FreeCodeCamp code warrior reads out the player navigate the yellow checkpoints. Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah, platform game. So, oh, we have some binding with the keys. Look at this. Oh, cool. Double jump. We reached a checkpoint. Like a Flappy Bird thing. Did it break? I think that's it. And then we hit the end of it after 2 checkpoints. All right, well that's interesting. And how many steps do we have to do for that one? We'll set that up in advance. I should have back up there yesterday. We need global variables. Okay, so we want to set the number of steps is going to be. Oh, it says that we're not actually done. We will finish that. 117. That's going to be a big one. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Okay. Let's go ahead and complete this because we know we're done with it. There it is. That's the end. Submit and go to the next challenge. Cool. Coolio McNeulio. Coolio Bagulio. Okay, so yeah, next week. Love that one. And it's going to be Thanksgiving. So enjoy your Thanksgivings. If you're in the States, if you are celebrating, I know it's a very kind of not a hot button thing, but it's kind of, it's a little bit outdated. It's a little bit falling out of favor. We have the Friendsgivings and the Indigenous Peoples Day. Which is maybe more in the spirit of what we had. Well, I think that, yeah. I think Thanksgiving was maybe just to give colonials, colonists a pat on the back. Look, we gave them food. We stole their land. But we had a meal together, so... yeah. Right. Enjoy the rest of your day and your week. And, yeah, you probably have, off tomorrow. A lot of people will. So enjoy that. I am tired. I'm gonna go take a nap. And I'll catch you all next week. So thanks for showing up. If you got this far, I mean, that's remarkable. I'm glad to have you here, and I hope you're all catching your getting your things checked off of your to-do lists and achieving the things you want to achieve as this year comes to a close. So I am well on my way to finishing this this little part of my yearly goals. So that's good. Um, Let me know what you are focusing on as this year winds down. So, ta for now. I'll see you later.